What's this? What's this? How dare you? How dare you plan to succeed? How dare you wish and it comes to pass? How dare you dream and see it come true? How dare you to expect? How dare you to have expectations? This is some of the thought process I have to go through in my mind and my head when it has to do with life and its different expectations. I mean, there's even a saying that goes, if you expect nothing from somebody, you are never disappointed. And I'm thinking, what? What sort of standards should we live up to? What sort of standards could we live up to? How then does someone like me, does anybody like me who thrive through expectations, who is going to be happy through expectations? Am I not going to be a happy person in life? What the hell? How am I ever going to achieve my happiness if I can't expect something, if I can't look forward to something and then walk towards it or hope towards it or pray towards it or just fancy it or run towards it? How then? Oh my God. Well, it's all our first time here on earth, so keep in mind that yeas, lovers, and glasses of wine, these are the things that should never be counted. Hey you! I'm your host, Viva, a girl who's stuck with fiction and fantasy. Welcome. This is You Could Pod, where there's only possibilities of anything you could reckon. Be chill, do your thing while listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to subscribe and leave your notification buttons on, because that way I owe you everything. Hey, actually, I don't think it's by having lesser expectations that we're going to be happy. I don't think the secret of happiness has anything to do with low expectations, okay? I don't think that's true. I don't think whoever said that meant to say that. I think they somehow had to come up with that because they were a little bit frustrated, right? They had to be. Hey you, and welcome to another episode of You Could Pod with me, Viva, your host. Oh boy, yes, okay. This has been way long overdue, way long overdue on my part. Definitely. I think life was happening and I got caught up with it. I just got so entangled with it that I did not lose track, but I somehow stumbled a little bit below. But now I'm up again, because why not? I'm a Phoenix, baby. But anyway, this moves me to the topic of today's episode, the topic of this episode, which is expectations. Expectations. We all know what that is, right? I believe that Google would explain it to be a strong belief that something will happen or be the case. A very strong belief that something will happen or be the case. Okay, when there's belief there, it makes it sound a little bit, religious-y or fitty or something. But I guess it is, because it's more like a miracle. It's more like magic, more like something you do not expect, but somehow you're expecting it. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, yes. The topic of today's episode is expectations. And yes, I have taken a little bit of time to actually record another episode because I had one big disappointment, okay? I had this stuff that just happened to me recently, which I expected so much. I had just plenty of expectations and I walked towards it and I fingers crossed, heels crossed, everything into it. My time, my money, and everything I got. My might, my prayer, everything. But it didn't really work out, okay? Did it really work out? I don't know. It did not, actually. It did not. And I thought I was strong enough to just, it's just one of those, and continue. But it appears to me that I wasn't, and I couldn't, and I thought that I was going to take my happiness, my gain, or something else from another point. I was like, okay, if this didn't really work out well, maybe the next one would, maybe something else would work out for me perfectly. But then I go through the other parts, which I hoped that was going to work out, and still, it did not, okay? It did not. That means I had double time that this stuff didn't work out at all. And it got to me. It did. It got to me big time. I thought, why not? I could just get away from it. But no, it wasn't that. It's not what I expected. Life is not the way we expect it. Okay? As much as expectations is a belief that something would happen, life is still not the way we expect it to happen. But why do I actually dive into expectations and everything about expectations on this particular topic is because not just the fact that it is a little bit personal for me right now when I talk about it, it's also the fact that when I didn't get this stuff that I so much sorted for, when I didn't actually get this position and this goal that I wanted so much, I had friends and acquaintances which meant well. I believe they meant well. Maybe what they meant to say is not the way it came out, or maybe I had something else and they said something else. Because you hear what you want to hear and people say what they want to say. Yeah, maybe it was a little bit like that, but during this little amount of time that I was going through this, I had some of my friends and acquaintances say things to me like, but Viv, you know that when you have so much expectations, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. You are not supposed to put all your eggs in one basket. Everything has ups and downs. You can't just expect everything to be perfect. Anyone who does something with high expectations sometimes gets disappointed. And I hear all this stuff, okay? Yes, I get all this stuff. But then I'm thinking in my mind, how? How is this even a thing? How did we get to this point where this is now an expectation? Different thing again, look at that. Where this is now the expectations for the expectations that we have for ourselves. Where this is now the standards for expectations in our lives, where this is now the standards for expectations in our goals, where this is now the standard of expectations with our relationships, where this is now the standard of expectations with the things that we are seeking for or working towards or hoping that we get. When did this become a standard that when you are expecting so much, you are somehow prepping yourself or getting yourself ready for disappointment? Are we just somehow altogether planning to fail? Because it was more like a shade or something, although I still take everything in good spirits. One person said, how dare you? How dare you think that you can just get something like that? I don't understand, what's up? How dare you? Why do you have to go for so much? What is it? Why does it have to be that? Come on, dream like us. Don't you be in the same reality? Why don't you just expect things little by little? Why don't you have low expectations on things and see how life will work out well for you? And this is not who I am. This is not what I know how to do. I think one of the most things that I love so much about myself, I feel like God gave me, nature gave me. I feel like this is because I think that every other person should have something that they love about themselves, a quality or a trait or something that they like about themselves. And one one of this for me particularly is the fact that I have this mind that's like this crazy imaginative mind. I can, oh my God, you don't want to know, okay? I can think of this stuff. Like I could imagine this. I can paint pictures. I can paint vivid pictures, like characters, give it a color, a persona. Like I have this. Oh my God, that is partly why I say fiction and fantasy, okay? I feel that's it's one of the very wonderful things that God blessed me with. Wow. Oh my God. I hope this is not the only one I can think of. I hope it's not just one thing that is good about me. Oh my God. That was so fucked up. But anyway, this is the one I can hold on to now, okay? This is the one that I feel like, because, I mean, come on. What am I saying? Come on. What am I saying at this point? What I'm saying is, I can't imagine not imagining something. Like, if I am going towards something, I have to imagine it. If it's someone, if it's an achievement, if it's an asset, if it's just for fun, okay? If it's just to see how it goes. There's always a mental picture that I create for myself. There's always a mental picture that I have carved out, that I have said, oh, this is the way it's going to work, okay? That imaginative mind that you could use in the aspect, say, in the context of, say, a boy just meets a girl and then the girl has already planned out how their wedding could be, okay? That's me at some point, okay? That's how I think about this. If I feel like, oh my God, this is what attaining, this is something I have to get. I have to imagine it in my head. I have to think about it. I have to imagine the feeling that I will get when I have achieved that stuff. Like it's a whole ball game. It's something that I enjoy it, actually. I do, because it helps me not to actually get mad when when, say, I interact with people, or I feel towards a particular thing, or I do something that I'm finding a little bit so hard for me to grapple upon or walk towards or get. I feel it's the imagination just helps me. So when I heard all this talk about don't put all your eggs in one basket, I'm thinking to myself, what? What if it's just enough egg for a basket? What if it's just enough egg to fit a basket? I mean, I'm thinking because the egg has to be one, right? Before it gets to 2 and 3 and multiplied. Unless, I mean, you have that platform where everything has been set for you and you could just grow from there. But for someone who is growing bit by bit, momentum by momentum, then it's one egg at a time, right? So what if it's just one egg that I have and you're telling me that I shouldn't have put all my eggs in one basket? What eggs are you talking about, man? What eggs are you talking about here? It's just one egg that I have. What other egg? What other egg? I recall this one time. I think this might be something that might be regular for other people. I don't know if any other person felt this. While I was a child, this could be for toddlers and young teens and adolescents. I don't know, very younger kids. During festive season, when festive season arrives, not that you couldn't get balloons, you could just buy balloons. I mean, daddy could just buy plenty balloons and then there's plenty balloons in the house, yes. But then there's this particular balloons that are being sold that is stocked on this calendar shaped like looking stuff. Like there are different numbers of balloons. There's from number 1 to maybe 200 or 500 or that's so many, okay? And there are different shapes and forms of balloon. There are very tiny ones, there are small ones, there are medium ones, there are big ones, and then in this pile of arrangement of different balloons, there's this one big balloon that is always there. And I feel like every time during those festive seasons, I have to go. What is going on? During all those festive seasons that I had to go, get all that stuff, like get a balloon for myself, I had this crazy and gigantic amount of expectations that I was going to win the biggest one. I hoped to win. I had my fingers crossed, hoping that I would win the biggest balloon. And I think that every other child who came out to buy on that particular spot for that raffle, I think it was a raffle draw or something. I mean, you have to like pick a number and then they open a number and then they will check if you were lucky, the number you won, stuff like that. I don't know. I can really like recall, but I know I do remember the experience, okay? I believe that every child who sought towards that, who wanted that, who went for that, always had that, always needed that, always just had that thing, that hope that they were going to win, that they are here to win, actually win that biggest balloon. It was something that was there. So where did it come from? How dare you plan to succeed? I mean, is it the fact that we're not even expected to succeed? If our expectations are supposed to lead us down to disappointment, are we not supposed to have very tiny ones? Or does it make you greedy? Is it where they say, oh, you're very greedy. Oh my God, why did you have to think so much? Why did you have to hope so much? I mean, is it a very big word where expectations are somehow disappointment? Would that be something that would be said for someone who is a gym bunny, okay? Someone who likes to go to the gym and work out so much and burn off steam and all that. Would that be something, would you say that when they are expecting that when their workouts will pay off, are you saying that they are somehow expecting and setting themselves up for disappointment? Are you saying in a religious setting where love is supposed to be the peak, the actual thing, the actual perfect example, that's religiousness, example, Christianity, is supposed to preach the most or have the most? Are you saying that when we all expect to love and love ourselves and love the other people so much that we are somehow setting ourselves up for disappointment? Would you also say that for someone who's trying to attain a career, attain an apex form of the career? Who knows, where hard work and team play and leadership and excellence gets them to that goal, to that hierarchy that they want to be. Maybe that top HR or top salesman or top, I don't know, whatever. Whatever it is you're actually looking for. Would you also say that the expectations are somehow leading them down to disappointment? I mean, there's this particular saying, this particular quote about expectations that I particularly want for myself. I always tell myself, which is keep your expectations high on achievements and low on people. Now I think about this, I accept this, okay? I always say, yes, I have to expect that my achievements are supposed to be higher, but with people, they have to be low. And then I'm thinking, how can you have such high expectations for your achievements and have it low on people? How do you actually achieve anything without people? Is there not a person that is supposed to make you get to that point? Is it not someone who is supposed to get you to that part? Is there not a reason why there is me and you and so many people in the world? Is the expectations not supposed to be that person who's supposed to hold our hand and help us get there, or hold our hands when we've gotten there, or be our motivation, or be our anger reason, or be the reason why we say, I have to do this because I have to disappoint this person, because I have to, because I have to make this person not feel right. Whatever, however, how is it supposed to be high on achievements and then low on people? These are the things I think about. I'm like, how did this even come up? I mean, now with the era of social media, where there is so much in the media and the news about toxicity, remove people who don't value you, who don't, not people who don't value you. Of course, people who don't value you should definitely go, okay? But then remove people who are toxic, who don't do whatsoever for you. But then I'm thinking, is there any how are you even casting the stone when you possibly have done the same thing? Is there no time in your life, in your thoughts, right from the age of 4 or 5, that you've never ever thought bad for someone? Maybe out of emotions, out of anger, out of frustration, out of disappointment, out of what they've done for you, what they've done to you, what they did to you. Would that also make you be the person that definitely has to be eliminated from the pack, removed from the ocean? Oh no. Every relationship has its ups and downs. You should never expect perfection from somebody. But then there's a whole genre. I'm going to use that genre of people that is so much for pushing the fact that if you're not this, if you don't look like that, if you don't have this, if you've not gotten this, if you've not attained this, if this is not what it is for you, then you shouldn't be looking towards this. Are we saying that we are hoping to fail? Are we saying that all the expectations we are expecting and having and dealing with are somehow we are setting ourselves up all for disappointment? There's even a quote that says, anyone who loves in expectations of being loved in return is wasting their time. Could you imagine how devastating and heartbreaking that is? That anyone who loves in expectations of being loved is wasting their time, meaning you should just give out love. Of course. You should just give out love without expecting anything in return. And only that way will it work out for you. But why? How? How can you walk towards something and not expect it to be good? Are you planning to fail? Because it's exactly what it seems to me. It's exactly what it looks like to me. I wanted to do a video part. I definitely did a video part. I recorded a video part. I brought up my time and the times of the wonderful people that give their time to make sure that I made it a success. But then I don't have it anymore. I expected it. Does it mean that the time that I brought out and the efforts, the money that was put into it, the different times and the different people and all that, does it mean that somehow that I was expecting it to be so much that I was still expecting myself to be disappointed like I was? Because I did all of that, and then I guess at the cost of editing, a higher chunk was deleted and I couldn't even post it. And I already made all the payments. I already made all this stuff. I should kill somebody. I should do something. Really? Would it get it back? I want to do something, I'm telling you. I 100% want to do something. But the only reason why I want to do something is because I want it back. Because I want those videos. Because I want to upload it. Because I have done that. Did I somehow plan to fail there? Did I make all that stuff worthy because I somehow planned to fail? Was it that my expectations were too high? Was it that I thought, oh my God, maybe because I put it on a higher pedestal, maybe because I wanted it to be all that way, maybe is that why I failed? Would that be the reason why anybody would think that? I think no. I think expectations are the backbone of whatever any human being needs to do in their life. I think expectations are the reasons why we thrive. Expectations are the only thing that makes us believe, oh yes, let me try again. Even though this one didn't work, I am going to try again. I think expectations are only the thing that enables us. I think expectations should not be low. Someone said, oh, the secret of happiness is if you actually have low expectations. What? That is the secret of happiness. That is not my happiness, okay? That is not the secret of no freaking happiness around my side. The only way I can expect happiness is if I expect it in a million freaking fold, in a countless, timeless fold, in a fold that it will overwhelm me. Yes. Because you get to a particular point, you'll be like, oh my God, maybe if I just have this, I will be enough. No, it's not, okay? Because when one works so much to get a financial stability, you've gotten there, you have to get your physical stability. All right. And then from your physical stability, you have to get your emotional stability. And then you have to get to your mental stability. Everything is connected. And then you have to get to your spiritual stability. You can't do one and leave the other. Or maybe if I have enough money, I will do the when you get enough money and you'll be like, okay, maybe you are that person. You'll be like, I'm fine. Now you need to work out enough that your body fits enough for the lifestyle that you have now. And then after moving from your body, you have to work on that emotional aspect because it's important. And after that, you have to move to mental. And don't forget that you have to get your spiritual game intact. There is no one that supersedes anything. Are you saying that expectations in a particular realm beats the other? No. Are you saying that if I actually just have low expectations and expect very little from all this stuff that I have to go through to gain my life or to have my life in a percentage that it will be just enough for me to have that peace that I don't want the next person to give it to me, okay? Not when you are out there clamoring for, I want someone to be my peace. Oh boy, really? How can someone be your peace? How can a different person in a different body be your peace? I don't want anybody to be my peace. It's not even possible for a person to be another person's peace. Peace is something one attains in their mind, in their heart, in their psyche. Is what you have. Peace and joy and happiness is what you carry. And then the next person could come with chaos. The next person could come with so much disaster. But because you have all your shit together, you can hold off on that. You can build on that. You can stumble a little bit, but still stand strong. Or you can even convert this person and say, oh no, this is not the way it's done. Is expectation so much? The fact that I expect to get 100% of affection from a mother, from a father, from a sibling, from a friend, from an uncle, from a mentor, from a teacher, for someone I look up to, for someone I respect, for someone I am in a relationship, for someone for my child, for someone who's under me, for someone who's under my care, for someone who looks up to me. Is it so much? Is it unattainable? Because you know what I think? I think if we all somehow, in some way, could have big and great sumptuous amount of expectations, then we all can live in a better world. Because if I'm expecting love so much, I have to give it. If I'm expecting financial freedom so much, I have to be able to be willing to give, to take the risk, to develop myself, to use mine to give out arms or to build myself or to be a happy person. Not because some religious or because somebody made me do it. No, because it is genuine. Because one of the things I cry about so much in my mind, not like I cry about it, but one of the mantras I always hope to always have personally for myself is to be fair and out of respect. This is something I always say, Lord, please let everything I do be fair and out of respect, genuine and out of respect. Because why not? Because why not? Great expectations should be the reason why great things bloom. Okay? Whoever talked about, oh no, the secret of happiness is low expectations. Or when you set yourself up for expectations, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. They should move away with that, okay? Because the only way I think this world, because even the Bible said that the kingdom of God suffer violence, the violent take it by force. If you don't have that mighty expectations, if your dreams are not scaring you, what are you doing now? It should be the things that get you nervous and be like, oh my God, are you sure I can do this stuff? You want to quit. You quit a whole lot of times and then you get back to it and then you're like, boy, if I as much as I want this stuff to happen, I hope it doesn't really happen like this. Or I hope it doesn't happen today. Let it happen tomorrow. Because if it happens today, I don't know, I may freak out. Okay? But expectations should not be that. I mean, I had this little loss. It's a little, okay? I'm just going to have this a little. It's a little loss that I had frequently, and it actually brought me down. And then, yes, I listened to people too, because they said they wanted to help me get back. And then they're telling me things about, oh, maybe, why are you... Viva, I don't understand. Why are you going for something that is so much? Why? Like, why can't you just, start up something or, do what other persons are like doing? I'm like, why do we have to be in the same level to get it? Is the reason why I didn't get this one particular thing? Is it because I didn't think so small? Do I have to think like every other person? Maybe every other person is actually thinking big, but that is what they have to do. The fact that I am meeting or I've had this little stumbling thing or I've had this little failure should not mean that, oh my God, it's not going to be there. Or maybe I should have just gone low. No, I refuse. Delusional. I am going to be delusional, okay? I insist to be delusional. I want to be delusional. Fantasy, fiction, and delusion. Oh, overwhelm me. I can't, because it's the only way I know how to fight. It's the only way I feel anybody would know how to say yes. It's those delusions, okay, and those fantasy and fiction that makes someone who comes from such a low background or poor family say, I am going to make it, and they end up making it. It is that delusion, okay, and that fantasy and fiction that makes someone say, and those crazy expectations that makes someone who probably doesn't even have hands and legs to do things, and then people are like, what the hell? Goals are dreams, and dreams are expectations. You want it, you need to have it, then you need to expect it. And let it not just be over the things that we are clamoring for. Let it not just be over money or wealth or assets or investments. Let it also be towards our fellow human being. Let it be something that we can encourage and also participate when it comes to our personal life. Okay? That's what I feel. Because I feel like if we did that, then maybe it will be complete. Maybe it will be outright. If we expected so much, if we expect so much, because there's this saying that says sometimes we expect more from people because we would be willing to do much for them. We expect much from people because we will be willing to do that much for them. Yes, then let us continue on that part of expectations. Let us expect so much from the next person that we are showing them what we need them to do. Because yes, we all fail, we all do it one time, we all going to grapple, and there's nobody who has not thought about it, okay? There's no one who has not fallen short of this stuff. Nobody's unique and perfect. No one is without stain, okay? Maybe we should expect so much as we expect to hit them, as we expect to jump that's plenty money, to make that maga, to make that blow, so people gonna say, haba. I think we should also extend that to people. We should extend that as much as it is towards our goals, towards our expectations. Let those expectations expand down to people also. Because, it's lonely at the top, lonely. In a different context, it is actually lonely at the top. In a different context, it is not quite lonely at the top. Why? Because everybody needs somebody. There's always family or friend. It just can't be. It can't be you. It just can't be you. So whatever that time, whatever that saying that makes people, when you maybe go through that little time, or maybe not when you're not going through any time at all, and then you're thinking to yourself, low expectations, make I not to expect from this person. Let me not expect for this thing to hit, or let me not expect that this deal is going to work out. Let me not just expect that this stuff I've applied for is going to, oh my God, let me not expect that of everybody who has put in that they will see me. Let me not expect that they're going to, this is going to be for me. I'm going to be the one who's going to be picked for this job or this contract or to do this actual service. Let me not just expect, okay? Let me just hope for the worst. And then if it doesn't happen, we say, oh, yes. I used to be that way, 100%. I used to plan for the worst and hope for the best, of course. But that is such a pessimistic and negative and fucked up way to think. And I think with this little time, I got up quite well, because before, it would take me a longer time. It wouldn't just be a day or two for me to get through this. It wouldn't be. It would have been a longer time. But the expectations are not supposed to be small. Your dreams are not supposed to be small. The expectations, particularly, are not supposed to be little. They're supposed to be cumbersome. They're supposed to be gigantic. They're supposed to be big, massive. Hey! They're supposed to be, oh my God. They're supposed to be unimaginative, like unimaginable. Something that you can't, what? What the hell am I doing? Is this not delusional? Yes! Be delusional. Who knows? Delusions do come up real. You see all these times and all those things that people have achieved. They was delusional about it. And then it came. And so for that reason, I will continue to be. I will not relent on being. Okay? So for that way, I feel we should only take the contest. We should only take the positive contest of expectations when it comes to our life. We should not care so much about putting all our eggs in one basket. We should not be, how dare you? What sort of standards are we supposed to live up to? How dare you think that you will get this? How dare you expect if you know that you're going to be disappointed? How dare you have expectations? If you expect nothing from somebody, you are never disappointed. Why? Can we kill that? It's very disheartening and heartbreaking. And I don't want to think of things like that. And I hope nobody ever gets to think of something like that. And there's a whole lot that can be said after that. There's a whole lot that can continually be said after that. But you know it best, because, of course, why not you? You're the only one who knows what you're going through. Because one rule about Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. I don't know. You guys saw the movie. I don't know if you've not seen the movie Fight Club. This is a movie that was done by Brad Pitt. It's an old movie anyway. Though some gentlemen, they start up a fight club. And the rule in the movie is that you don't talk about Fight Club. And I think that's the way, that's one thing about life. We are all going through something. And one thing about going through life is we don't talk about Fight Club. The one thing is about this hardship and whatever. You don't have to talk about it because every other person is going through theirs. And that is part of what somehow makes my conclusion about people who come out in public to cry or say sad things or even jab their friends or go after their friends or call out their friends. I think it's distasteful. I think it's 100% distasteful. I don't see the reason for that. Why? What is going on? Why does people who don't even care, people who are just in an app, why does it take so much strength? Why is it what you're going to leave off on? Why do you care so much about getting back at people? Have you ever done nothing that they have to get back at you for? But that's it. I don't have so much to say about expectations. I have been happy so many times. I'm not gonna lie. What? I have been delusional. And my delusions, oh my God. They happened, okay? I was swimming in happiness. I got it. I had it. This one time, yes, pulled me back, but I still did it. I still had it. And I'm still happy that it was something that has passed for me, okay? Nothing is going to pull this down. Nothing is going to pull me down. And while all the times you're having these crazy delusions, fantasy, and expectations that are way above your pay grade and way above your height and roof, don't you forget that yays, lovers, and glasses of wine, these are the things that should never be counted. And do well to reach out to me on our Instagram handle at YouCouldPod, IG at YouCouldPod, to DM me, message me, tell me what you think about me, because I care about you, of course, I care about so much about your criticism and your support and your idea and your notion and whatever it is you're expecting, whatever it is, okay, throw it on me. I can carry it now. I'm out of the slumber jacket. I can carry it, okay? And thank you for listening again. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and leave your notification buttons on. And don't forget to rate. Tell me how much you care about this. And that one didn't work does not mean that this one that is going to come up is not going to work. It is definitely going to work, because you know what? I cannot stop expecting, and neither should you. Ciao, ciao, till I catch you again.